Alright, is this working now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear my voice now? Okay, perfect. Alright, yeah, sorry, there's a little bit of a stream delay, so that's why I just keep asking. So did you have any teams you'd like to kick us off with? Um, so same kind of stuff as before. Kark down here is my lowest guy. He's about 82,000 power, so that's about as low as they go. Zisha and Isaac are both maxed, so that's where they fall in the power scale. They are. You have any teams you were looking to try out? That's as low as they go. Alright, well, I'll just hang out for a bit until people start joining and having some teams they wanted to test out. The image is blurry to you? Let me see. I know I had that issue when I was first testing everything, but that was before the previous stream. I'm not sure. Is anyone else having that issue? Hey Sean. Let me see. Corvus, Elmir, Envari, Kira, and Dorian. So like this. Oh, I forgot to accidentally didn't confirm it. Alright, so looking like that. I mean, excuse me, off the top of my head, I'd probably just try something like Daredevil. I mean, I might have to play around with it a couple times, but just throwing something like this out made it do the trick. That team has a very weak front line, and so we'll see if I get through it. Yeah. So you see there, the team just kind of ripped right through it. I can play that back for you so you can see more of the flow of the battle. But since Corvus is extremely weak defensively and Elmir's right behind him, uh, Kira by herself doesn't do a whole lot of damage. So, you know, it just Daredevil is such a fast damage dealer, and even Ziri's counterattack gets the ability to critically hit and then trigger Sebastian's damage, so the team just kind of showers damage on the enemy. And you can see even Ziri did more damage than the enemy Kira did. I mean, my Kira isn't maxed, but um, she's only missing a few thousand damage. Her armor pen is maxed. Yeah, Daredevil is a great blitz attack unit. So, I mean, pretty much any team that you want to just DPS race them and just try to cut through their team before they can get through yours, she's pretty much the go-to unit for that. Yeah, I'm not sure Hero Wars Mobile Turkey. I don't have much basis for comparison. I mean, obviously on my screen everything's gonna show fine, and Sean says it's fine on his end. So I guess it must be on your end. Maybe it's your connection or something. Anybody else have any teams they wanted to take a look at? I see we get some more people joining the stream now. Sorry, my cat's gonna join us here. Astaroth, Arachne, Celeste, Faceless Leon. Something like this. Alright. Alright, anyone want to give that team a shot? Either do you have a team that you'd like to see like a blender Kira team? Actually, I think I remember you requesting them a lot last time too. So, like this. Oh, look at that. Celeste managed to stay. So one problem I have with teams like this, like with Celeste, for example, uh, there's always the chance that she's just going to get blown up by Kira. So it's a little bit of a toss of the dice, but yeah, if she does, it's not going to work real well. But in this event, yeah, there's always the times like this where the RNG rolls in your favor, and I think it will more often than not. But yeah, there's still always the chance for the upset. But yeah, I mean that overall that was a pretty solid win. Celeste Fire happened to be out right when Kira got the res, so pretty clean win. Just so you can see that again. Anybody else have any questions or ideas? Any teams they're looking to see? see a lot of the usual suspects in the chat, which I don't mind, but always welcoming new people too. Oh yeah, Leon can deal a lot of damage, especially in a team because um, a good bit of Leon's damage is pure damage, so it's not going to get mitigated. And then when you have teams with units like Celeste and Leon on it herself, um, and against a team that's doing a lot of AOE damage like Kira, there's going to be a lot of magic attack buffs that are active, and she's basically going to deal a lot of damage because of it. Plus, coupled with the fact that her skills all hit the first couple units, it's they hit a grouping, so she's kind of hitting multiple times. So the more those multipliers are up, the more damage she does. Which is also why she's so irritating next to Dorian, because she'll basically full heal herself every time. Anybody else have any teams they'd like to see? You just type them in the chat. Remember, the whole purpose of this is mostly just max testing. Not every one of my units is max, but they're pretty darn close. So anything you want to see, how it's likely to play out when you're all done the teams, just let me know. Aurora and Vari Judge Celeste Peppy. Celeste Judge Aurora and Vara Peppy. Alright. So my Peppy is missing 4 of her glyphs. Otherwise she is maxed. The rest of the team is maxed also, except Aurora's armor skin. But that's intentional. What team would you like to see fight against it? Twins team. So the usual Twins team that I was throwing at it before, or a specific Twins team? This is the one I was throwing before. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't mean to cough into the mic. There we go. Is that Twins team fine? We'll say it's fine for now. You can always correct me later. Wow, Celeste barely hung on there. So I guess one problem this team has is it really lacks damage output. It's got a lot of shields, obviously. It's got a decent amount of healing and buffs, but not really enough to be fighting back, or at least against the Twins team. Um, face Astaroths with Faceless. Why are you using Faceless? Isn't Martha better for Twins? No, I don't think it is. I think Jorgen Faceless is much better than Martha being on the Twins team. That extra level of control, plus there's the chance that Faceless could copy either Jorgen, Lars, or Krista, all of which would have devastating impacts on the team fight. If he copies Krista, he does insane damage because of the magic pen. If he copies Lars, it has the potential to drag them across the tornado again, or the tornado, the ice spikes. If he copies Jorgen, he just suppresses energy gain again and deals a whole bunch of damage to the whole team. So, I mean, Faceless has a lot of potential there. And plus, he also gives everyone passively 3,000 more magic defense, which is what I was starting to lead into with Astaroth there. That, like, if you see here, Astaroth takes almost no damage from Peppy, because normally Peppy breaks through Astaroth's magic defense, but with Faceless there, she doesn't. So she doesn't do hardly anything to Astaroth, the whole time with her boldness skill. So it's pretty much Anvari doing most of the damage, and even he's not hitting that hard. So, Stephen, I did want to just throw the caveat out there that my Kark is only, it's just shy of 82,000 power, so he's probably the only one that's not really able to be used effectively right now. Um, so I don't know that I would be able to do that, because my Kark doesn't even have max armor pen yet, although he's close. So I wouldn't be able to give a good representation of that, unfortunately. But pretty much any hero except Kark is okay. Um, and you can see down here that Steven. So Kark just 81,000. So wouldn't give you a very good representation. Visarion. We've got Aurora, Celeste, Judge, Jorgen, Faceless against that Twins team. Okay. Judge, Aurora, Jorgen, Faceless, and Celeste. Now I'm putting it on the defense team. If you didn't want it on defense, if you wanted it on offense, you could let me know, and I will swap it around for you. But just doing it that way, because I'm just putting defense as the first team I hear. Now, Jorgen Faceless, and especially with Judge, also is a great recipe for defeating the Twins. The only issue I guess I have with this team is the fact that Faceless is in position 5, because they really need Faceless's weapon, or like weapon to be firing off more, but it looks like it didn't end up mattering, because Astaroth keeps energy burning Faceless in this position. So it's a little bit of a sloppy win here, but it looks like they're going to pull off the defense for sure. Can I try Corvus, Judge, Morgan, Jorgen, Faceless? Yes, I can. Give me just a second. Let me fast forward this, because we don't need to watch that part of it. But hopefully that gave you a good... Martha, Helios, anybody... I mean, you could put Lilith. Anybody who stands behind Faceless is fine. I think even Cornelius might stand behind him. I'm sorry, where was it? That guy Tips. Judge Corvus, Morgan, Jorgen Faceless. Yes, alright. Alright, here we go. So, Tips, what did you want to see against that team? or if no response from Tips, would anybody care to throw something at this team? What do you guys think? How would you approach this team? Kira Blender, there we go. Fan favorite. Now, Kira tends to struggle against Judge Jorgen Faceless, and she tends to struggle against Corvus. So as you can see there, almost less than 20 seconds into the fight, she goes down. And then the rest of the fight is pretty much going to be, Corvus smothered in 3 shields. Although he's still going down, because Sebjet is way too good. As well as Aurora Twins, Jorgen Peppy. Alright, interesting combo. Aurora Twins. Would prefer my Daredevil setup. Elmir or Sabot. So when you say you'd prefer your Daredevil setup, you mean against the undead team, Visarion? If so, I would agree. That would be a pretty effective team against us. And oh my gosh, Lars barely survived that. So that was a win for you, Sir Tips, but that was very close. Yes, Heroes Mobile Turkey. I will try Astaroth, Judge, Celestori, and Lilith in just a second. I'm just replaying this real quick so we can watch the moment where this all went down in slow-mo. That's a lot of magic. And even through all that punishment, Jorgen and Faceless still just keep on going. Those two are so ridiculous. And now here, you see Faceless copied Judge while the Aurora team had a magic penetration while Aurora's right in their face. So Faceless literally just killed his whole team with Judge's ult by having Aurora reflected at them like 30 times. So that's pretty funny. So Hero Wars Mobile Turkey, who would you like? Let me guess. Would you like to see Kira Blender against it, or you got someone else? Astaroth, Judge, Celeste. I notice you like that combination. And I'll do yours versus the Undead later. I would assume Kark would take care of that team as well. Kark has a decent shot at it. The thing with Kark against teams like that, it really depends on the RNG tied to his shield. So his second skill, when he stands very close to the front line, he puts up that shield, and there's a 50% chance that when the tank cleaves him, that he'll gain bonus energy. So if he gets a lot of bonus energy and starts ulting very early, then yeah, Kark has a really good shot at winning that. But if he doesn't get much bonus energy, he is probably not going to finish off a team like that. Just because they're too bulky, and Kark needs to get kills early, and if he doesn't get them, then he kind of struggles. You want them against Twins team, get it? Infamous Twins team, or you want a different one? I'm throwing the Infamous until you say otherwise. Oh, that's pretty crazy. Judge's Spatial Rift hit 4 of the enemy team in that position. Oh, there goes Lars. Bloop. Yeah, Judge's ult with magic penetration up is so ridiculous. It's always funny when you see the whole team kind of standing in an I formation like that, because you can't really tell who's going to get Judge's shield. Alright, we're just going to fast forward that. There you go. Had a pretty successful defense there, and I think this was the undead team, yeah. DD, Elmir, Sebastian, Dorian J. Oh, so actually leading with Elmir, yeah. So something like this is what you were saying? Daredevil, Elmir, Sebastian, Dorian, Jip. Yeah, Elmir, whenever he gets a crit, it hurts. And, oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, look at that. Corvus is just taking a huge beating. Elmir ults because he's up at the front. And now, full heal. And it's pretty much just steamroll at this point. And luckily they stunned Faceless there. Because that ult could have hurt, potentially. Although I don't think Faceless would have won. But he could have done serious damage. But yeah, that was a good call. Yeah, they don't deal much frontline damage, and even though Jorgen's there energy burning him, once Elmir puts his clones out, that protects him from the energy burn. What else we got? Any other curiosities out there? Any other teams people are trying to see? Or heck, doesn't have to be a team you want to see. It could be a team you want to show off. It could be a team that you think is really great, and you want to see other people try and beat it. Astaroth, Twins, Celeste, and Jorgen. Celeste, Twins, Astaroth, Jorgen. So, looking like this. Alright, I will do that one next. You other two guys. But we're looking at Visarians right now, so he's saying that they struggle a little bit versus this team. Does anybody have any experience against a team like this? I know a couple that I would throw at this team just out of the gate, but what are some other people's thoughts on this before I throw one out? Who else would like to take a crack at this? I would probably throw something like this at it. Just at a glance. Let's see how it plays out. So Lian being the tank really slows down this team's progression. There's also 2 magic defense buffs on the team. Chris is already dead from Phobos. And because of Thea on the team, if Lian ever gets very low, it's going to trigger her skills to fire off much more rapidly. So she's going to really keep herself alive for a long time. We're going to speed this up just because this is a little bit of a long fight, but as you can see, you're pretty much not at any risk to die there at all ever. Um, Now, assuming the team is built up, but the team has just such a high base magic defense. Lilith gives them the penetration they need to get through, both in her third skill and her ultimate. And then, like I said, 2 magic defense buffs. Leon's constantly stopping them in their tracks, and Thea applies the AoE silence, which you just saw right there for a brief second. So, it really just stops this team in its. I mean, almost any caster team, it just stops them in their tracks. Sometimes you have to kind of tweak it a little bit, but Leon, Phobos, Dorian, Lilith is pretty much the base foundation for any mage killer team. And you can kind of rotate in the 5th unit, so replacing Thea in this instance, with whatever you need to beat the team in particular. Behind my judge. Oh yeah, I mean Phobos is great. Phobos, you could stick him in a lot of places. He gains energy that he steals from the enemy, but just be careful that the enemy doesn't have Astaroth and sticking him in the 5th position if you're relying on his ult, because again, Astaroth burns a lot of energy, so just keep him in mind. So just going back up a little bit to the other comments, I saw some other teams here. I saw one with Maya. Let me see if I can find it. Astaroth, Maya, Judge, Celeste, Faceless. So Astaroth, Maya, Judge, Celeste, Faceless. Got it. Alright. Anyone have a team they wanted to throw at that? Or, yeah, he didn't give any other one. So here was Mobile Turkey. Did you have a specific one you wanted thrown at that? Or does anyone else want to try and give this one a crack? Twins. Here we go. Say no more. I could see this team. I mean, Jorgen Faceless plus Judge, we already kind of talked about, is a great Twins defense, but removing Jorgen, so it's not gonna give you the advantage with the energy gain, but adding Maya for magic defense could potentially make the difference. I always worry about Celeste because she's so squishy, but let's see. That magic defense buff kept her going. There's a lot of back and forth in this fight, but oh, there it is. The deciding moment. Twins come out on top again. That Twins team is brutal, let me tell you. I mean, I remember for the longest time, before they reworked Judge, before they introduced a lot of magic defense skins, I mean, that team right there, the Asta Twins, Jorgen and Faceless, that was the go-to team. Like, if you don't know what to do, just throw that team at it, and it's probably going to win. So, yeah, it's still pretty good. I saw another one. Tips. Ziri, Maya, Judge, Cornelius, Leon. Alright, there we go. Next one up. I know, dude, Anthony. Build them up just so they can get the biggest nerf ever. That's what you're the hero the world doesn't need. The worlds didn't know they needed. Yes, I will. Hero Wars Mobile Turkey right after this one. So, what team would you throw at this from Tips? Or Tips, did you have an idea of what you wanted to see this team against? Anybody can feel free to chime in. always use Elmir, Daredevil versus Leon teams. So even with Ziri here, you would try that team. So like this. So wait, you mean Elmir tanking still, or no? Or just like Elmir Daredevil in general? Representing the Italians out here. Oh, so, alright. Well, let's just give this a whirl. Elmir, Daredevil, Fox, Sebastian, Dorian. So no Jet. Got it. Fox, I assume, for either the knockback on Ziri or the extra armor pen. And let's see how it goes. Also, she has the base crit chance, too. Alright, Elmir's about to get an ult. Ooh, that's rough. So now we'll see if they can. Well, they should be able to get through lane. She doesn't have Dorian, but that was looking potentially hairy there. Yeah, because Maya's roots gripped Elmir outside of the range of the opponent, so Elmir couldn't walk forward a little bit to attack. So he just sat there and burned to death, basically. And let's see, Andvari, so Ju, Andvari, Kira, Subjet. Alright. What do we got for this team? I see Ju in there. Pretty much means it has to be unbeatable, right? I know Ju's pretty tough these days. Don't notice the sarcasm in my voice there. Yeah, Orion can send Ziri some nasty presents sometimes, depending on the timing of both of their ults. Orion can actually shoot his missiles at Ziri underground as well. Even if she dives, like after he shot the missiles, he could still hit it. So just Kira Blender team. All right, we got it. Asta, Seb, Andvari, Kira. So we've basically got Kira with Astaroth versus Kira with Ju. And Kira with Astaroth takes it. But they were also the aggressor. Let's just flip it and see if that makes a difference. Sometimes the higher ground matters. Not just in Star Wars. Oof. The one Kira just obliterated the other. Yeah, see, here, look at Jet. Here's where Ju really struggles. Because, and I meant the Jet on the defending team. Because of the shield priority, which I alluded to it before in the Facebook group. I made a post about shield mechanics. Because of the shield priority, and Vari's shield takes mitigation into account. So that armor buff that they had active and Jet's dodge both get factored in before the damage done to Anvari's shield. So basically, Jet can dodge the hit before the shield takes damage. Normally, other shields like Judge's shield, the shield will take damage before it calculates the dodge. So Anvari's shield is just so broken as far as stopping Ju in his tracks, because there's no way, even when Ju was ulting with Jet's ult, he couldn't even break Anvari's shield before they killed him. Which is sad, but that's how it is. Anybody else got anything they want to throw out there? Surprised nobody brought up Zisha today. Now that I finally have her maxed out, nobody wants to use her. Look at that. 88,000. Anybody have any teams they want to try? Well, you'll either give up on him or they're gonna revamp him. The developers did say, for at least for the temporary future, they've given up on introducing a lot of new skins because there was a lot of negative feedback around getting so many skins, um, and they were planning to focus more on hero reworks to balance the game rather than using skins to balance the game. So uh, I gave feedback that I thought they should just give us more skin stones, and then we would love skins. But we'll see how they take that. So Cleaver, Zisha, Dorian, Peppy, Martha, Zisha, Martha, Peppy. And you said Dorian and Cleaver? Yeah, Dorian, Cleaver. Alright, what do you want to hit this with? Kira team. I asked, but I knew that was coming. I did, I promise. Is Zisha's miss there makes a lot of trouble for Kira sometimes. But not every time. As you can see there. Since Kira got the res from I think she res. She might not have, but I thought I saw it. But regardless, Kira got her ult off, and then that was kind of it. Aurora, Alvinor, Jorgen, Faceless Thea. Now, did you want that against the Chaos team, or that's the team you wanted to see on defense? You want it like this, or you want it defending? Or attacking something else? Versus Zisha. Chaos against elves. Let's see. I see a whole lot of block damage here. The only thing that sucks about blocking the damage from Aurora is that she doesn't get any bonus energy. Not that she needs a lot of bonus energy, but she doesn't get any. And it's funny because in this particular lineup, Aurora is the lowest magic defense, so Xixa's always going to hit Aurora here, which means Xixa, it completely shuts down Xixa's ultimate. Doesn't completely shut down Peppy, however, as you can see here. So one thing that would have worked well is having Anvari to stop Cleaver's hook, but then you don't really have any damage dealers, so. But if you ever want a way to stall that team, that's certainly a way to do it. Versus Kira and Twins teams. Okay, Rufus, Anvari, Dante, Sebastian, Jet. Rufus, Dante. Alright, interesting. Anvari and Sebastian. So now we've got Kira. I mean, any time that's a physical team against Dante, there's a lot of potential outcomes, all based on the timing of his pushback and whether or not the units dodge. Although in this case, it looks like it's going to be pretty clearly in Kira's favor. Now, I don't know if you noticed at the end there, Jet had Anvari's buff, and then all those hits hit him, but he dodged every one of them, even though the shield was at 100%. Man, this Astaroth is taking a beating. That is a lot of crits that he's getting hit with. That RNG was very unfortunate for Astaroth. At least Dante's down. Oh, everybody's down now. Everybody except Rufus. So the question is now, can they get him? Sometimes they can, but it doesn't. I think because Krista fell. Oh, that came down to the last second, and no, they did not get him. So it defended Twins, primarily because Rufus was there, though. So how would you guys fight this team? What do you guys think? What would you do here? You've got Aurora, the big magic damage soaked tank up front. Astaroth granting the team resurrection behind her. He's gonna energy burn the last position. Aurora, Alvanor, Peppy, Jorgen, Thea versus Twins team. Sure, I can show that. Alright, so we've got Elf, and I just call Peppy a chaotic elf because she, in my opinion, she should have been an elf. Against Blender. Yeah, stopping Kara from ulting here is very important. Because if she ults, ugh, that could... Alright, they got lucky. That could basically instantly kill Alvanor when she ults. But looks like they're breaking through just the same. Goodbye, Kira. So Peppy didn't last very long, but the rest of the team held together and secured the win. And then you said twins. We're going with Old Faithful here. I'm a little skeptical about it, but 2 magic defense buffs may be the answer. We'll see. Oof, Alvanor gone. I feel like Peppy's not far behind. That, I don't know if Thea's getting him healed up. Ooh, there we go. Wow, and did you see all that damage? Even though there was no magic penetration buff up, that's pretty crazy. We're gonna speed that up because they're just pinned against the wall now. Oh my gosh, Jorgen might live. No, one second on the clock. Twins gotcha. You almost had it. Anyone have any ideas against this team? Or you got something else in your own mind that you were looking to have played out? This goes to anybody. Versus the Heidi team. Let's go. Elmir, Daredevil, Fox, Cornelius, Dorian. Fox, Cornelius. Okay. Elmir, Daredevil, Dorian. Northern guy, when you say crit team, what did you mean? Fill in specifically the units that you wanted to see, and I will throw them out. Ooh, that Heidi blind is rough. Satori ate that Cornelius res, though. Or that Astaroth res off Cornelius's ult. Cornelius just keeps full healing. Let's go, Heidi Nebula. Heidi will just dodge Cornelius's ult forever. No, Fox. Ugh, not quite. So Heidi stands victorious. Ish, Elmir, Seb, Didi, Dorian. Hey Jomo, how's it going? I actually thought it might be you just because the icon there, it's pretty much the same face that I recall from Line, I believe it was. So, but hey, thanks for stopping by. So we've got Ishmael, Elmir, Seb, Daredevil, Dorian. My Ishmael is missing his glyphs currently, so that's a caveat here. He doesn't have quite as much health or armor pen or damage that he would have otherwise, but he's still 101k power, so he's no chump for sure. And they are pumping the damage out, although Elmir fell. Ooh. Ugh. Yep. Not having many tanks makes it a little risky. But against a team like that, it seems like you could be a lot more risky. But they're so far in the back, and Heidi is so hard to hit. Astaroth, Yasmin, Sebastian, Faceless, Martha twins. Oh wait, Yasmin, Sebastian, Faceless, Astaroth, Martha. Got it. Versus twins. So like this. And then Fox for Elmir next time? You got it. I will do that right after this. Speeding it up a little bit. A lot of back and forth. So wow, somehow Yasmin hopped right out of the way of that. Oh no. I don't think they're going to be able to kill Martha. So the Yasmin team is going to get the successful defense here, it looks like. Boom. And I had a Heidi challenge here. Fox over Elmira. Daredevil Cornelius, was it? Or was that? No, that was someone else. Seb, Ishmael, Dorian. That's right. Yeah, the only thing that's a little scary with this team is Ishmael up front with Aurora, because he really relies on his lifesteal, but sometimes she might just dodge, and he's not going to get to lifesteal, so we'll see. Plus Heidi blinded him there, so they just kind of get... Once Ishmael's blinded, he can't actually heal anymore, so then it's just rough. But Daredevil, the hero... Oh no, she's blinded, that could be it. Yep. Alright. Now back to this. Sorry, Jomo, but Heidi too strong still. You want to try that against the Heidi team, I assume, is what you're saying? Astaroth, Yasmin, Dragon, Faceless, Martha. Where's Yasmin? And look at that, Yasmin targeted Heidi, but still... there we go. Second hit on Heidi. Heidi's still trucking. Heidi is just very difficult to hit. My goodness. But, I mean, Faceless might be able to pull this off. We're gonna fast forward and find out. Yeah, monkey power indeed. Props, shoutouts to Shan. If you remember all those years, her team used to have Heidi in it. She knew. So there we go. Heidi team reigning king. Can nobody stop Heidi? I don't know. It's up to you guys. What do you guys think? Should we just throw Old Faithful at it? Oh, I heard a Kark. So remember, my Kark isn't amazing, but I will do it just to do it. and see. My Kark does have enough damage that, in theory, he should be able to kill a Heidi. So let's see. Faceless and Jurgen. Dodge. 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 Man, Aurora loves to dodge all my hits. Boom, look at that. Heidi took that right away. Ah, oh, they're gonna get it. No. The monkey team. There you go. You solved the riddle. Yasmin and Kark. For those who missed it, the monkey is no longer unbeatable. Look at all those dodges when even though Yasmin ulted. And then Kark really puts in the hurt there. Those double attack buffs really make a big difference. And then it was just downhill. I was just doing this so you can see the damage chart. Look at that, Kark even out damaged Yasmin. What else would we like to see? Do you guys see any teams that are new that you're questioning? Do you guys see teams that you really struggle beating? What's on your mind? My Chaba, I got him to 100k today. He broke the barrier. Still working on his glyphs, but he's getting there. So Chaba and Sebastian are the 100k mark, 99k mark. So that's the threshold there in my power for my units. So what do you want to see? Anybody at all? I'm gonna see how let's see. How would you hit this? Notice a lot of these teams I keep putting up for you guys have Nebula in it. Just hanging out in the back. That's what you'd use against this team, or what you want to see in general? Finkel, my Zisha is completely max. You can see here, she is 88,000 power. So she has, I mean, she's low because she lacks skins, yeah. But 88,000 is the max for no additional skins besides their base. So here, where's Mobile Turkey? Who did you want that team against? Zeri, Anvari, ODH. Zeri, here it is. Alright, here we go, Jomo. Alright, Yasmin is dead. speed this up a little bit. Boom. Got it. What about... So, now I know you said the team Rufus, was it Anvari? No, Aurora, Alvanor, Darkstar, Thea. Alright. This is Hero Wars Mobile Turkey's team. Who wants to take a crack at it? Twins, Old Faithful, Say No More. Use a Chaba team. So I assume you mean have Chaba tank for the team, but what kind of team would you like behind him? Alright, the whole Twins team is still up. Let's see if they get him. Let's roll the dice. Yes, they got him. Sorry about your luck, Hero Wars Mobile Turkey. Use a Chaba team. There's Chaba. Chaba, Ishmael, Juseb, Martha. Ishmael, Martha. June. Got it. So now what? What do we do with this team? What would you like to see it against? Is the Aurora Alvanor combo. Gotcha. Makes sense. So let me back out of here and go find that team. Chaba, Ishmael, Martha, Sebastian, Jew. Chaba is better now because they increased the potency of all of his skills, basically. So he heals more when he sucks people into him, but the biggest thing with Chaba was his armor gain. Before, he would only gain, I think, up to 1,000 armor when he got low in health, but now Chaba gains up to about 12,000 armor as he gets lower in health. So instead of being at 26,000 armor, he'll now be at 37,000 armor when maxed. So like right now, Chaba's very low in health, but his armor is kind of through the roof. So he's very difficult to bring down right now. You know, his armor is equivalent to Zeri at this point when he's very low. So just as an indicator. But yeah, Alvanor is way too strong with elves. I mean, him being there basically means Jew's not going to do any damage to Thea and Darkstar or himself. So Jew doesn't really do a whole lot on that team, unfortunately. And let's see. Corvus, Kara, Morgan, Sebastian, Jet. Corvus, Morgan, Kara, Sebastian versus Astaroth, Kara. Okay. Now, Morrigan takes away the res from Astaroth. So I already have somewhat of an inkling of how this fight is going to go. But let's see. It depends on if the Kira dies or not. Which is a little up to RNG, right? Looks like the Asta team won. Corvus is too squishy to tank alone. Oh yeah, Darkstar's control is so good. It keeps, not only does it push you back, but it just takes them out of the fight, which is annoying. So Finkel, did you want them to be the attacking team, or did you want them to be the defending team? But I will happily set that up. We've got Astrid, we've got Ish, Elmir, Lian, and Chaba. So I will set it as the defending team. Oh, attacking team. Got it. Sorry. Alright, so let's just, we'll just throw Old Faithful in there. I know it's not probably the greatest example, but it's an example nonetheless. Since you did say any meta team that I see fit. And Lian, I think it was. So one problem is a lack of healing on this team. Particularly against twins, anyway. I mean, there is a lot of damage output, but no... Oh, I guess, yeah. So, there's that. With no real way to push through the tank early on, and Jorgen being there, stopping Chaba from eating Astaroth, they never really get beyond him. And no healing, so there's no real way for them to take the damage and keep going. Alright, so Zeri, Anvari, Celeste, Nebula, Helios. Versus Kira. Yeah. Yeah, Lian. Yeah, I mean, one of the problems I guess with that particular lineup is Lian was so far back. You know, she's not taking damage often enough to cause a stall. Wow, look at that. Kira's down right away. I guess shoutouts to Helios Nebula combo. But let's see how the rest of the fight goes. I'm speeding this up because this is going to take a while. But I think it's going to go pretty quickly now that Astaroth is down because Celeste deals a lot of damage. So almost went to timeout, but let's just take a look there and see where all the damage was really done. If I put Faceless one position in front of the enemy Lars, he cancels the ult of the Thunderbolt. I did, yes. You can also manipulate who takes Lars's Thunderbolt based on your team positioning. So you could also mitigate the effects of it because it's all based off of Krista's watermark. So she casts it on whoever is in the center of your team, which will usually mean position 3. But if you have more than 3 people or more than 5 people on your team, it'll be a different position. And then it's an AOE off of that person. So if you know which person that's going to be, then who, depending on who there's like how close they're standing to people will depend on who's going to end up with the mark, and Lars will always bolt the furthest forward person. So you could actually get Lars to bolt the tank, which is much better than bolting position 2 usually. And just to clarify for everyone else's benefit, when you say putting Faceless in one position in front of the enemy Lars, meaning if the enemy Lars is in position 3, you would have to put Faceless in position 2 in order to cancel his bolt. And it cancels it because Faceless will lift the tank and stun him. Luther Marcus. Ooh, that's a fun combo already. Maya Celeste Nebula. Alrighty. Here we go. So I see a squishy backline, which is potentially problematic for the Twins, but I also see two magic, possibly easy for the Twins, but I see two magic defense buffs and three healers, so maybe it won't be that easy, but the control that Jorgen Faceless offer is so good. We'll see. Okay, Nebula went out pretty quickly. Gonna fast forward a little here. They are not able to hold on. Despite seeming like there was enough healing in magic defense, it really doesn't do much for the flow of battle with Twins when they have Jorgen Faceless with them. Unfortunately. But yeah, that was one of the many grievances I had with the Twins over the years previously. I mean, now it's much easier to stop them, but there were so many teams like that that seemed like they should just stall the Twins, but they can't, unfortunately. What else we got? Is that for attacking purposes? I think it's the best all-around attacking team. Yeah. I mean, it's basically Astaroth and then two meta combinations together, Jorgen Faceless and Twins. Like, Jorgen Faceless by themselves are like pretty meta, and Twins are pretty meta, so it's just Astaroth and then a whole bunch of meta teams. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty broken. It's a very easy litmus test for your teams. Like, is my team gonna hold up well? I don't know. Let me throw this at it and see. If it can't hold up to that, you may as well just start over because everybody has that team, and or especially in like the top levels of competition, that's gonna be one of the first things that people think of is just, oh well, let me just throw this because if this kills it, they didn't put much thought into it, kind of thing. Luther Marcus, Maya Jorgen Cornelius. I assume you want, yeah, Twins. Luther Marcus, Maya. I'm sorry, who was the other one? Jorgen. Yeah, Jorgen really is a thorn in the Twins' side. I mean, most heroes that rely on the ultimate, but whoops, I somehow took a unit out of there. I guess it was Jorgen. Yeah. There we go. The result of Zeri, Maya, Cornelius, Judge, and Lian. I posted that team, and I believe someone attacked it with a Daredevil team. Tips. I don't remember the result though, but I could always play it again, so no worries. But I'm gonna get Northern Guy's team before I grab that, but I will absolutely do that for you. Anyway, back to the fight at hand. I mean, you can see this team is much more bulky, so I don't know if you remember earlier I was commenting how that other team was very squishy. And Twins love squishy teams, but this team is really holding on by the skin of its teeth. But having so much health, so much magic defense, it's really hard for the Twins to bring this team down. So, look at that. They actually pulled it off. Now, it takes a lot of big units to pull that off, but there's probably other. So the problem with this defense, although it wards this team off, like a physical heavy team will probably just roll right over this team, unfortunately. So if your goal is to defend Twins, It's a good team though. Hey David, welcome. I will get to that one. I just got 2 in, looks like 3 in queue ahead of you, but I will get to it. So let me hop on these. Satori, Judge, Celeste, Jorgen, Faceless versus Twins. So Judge, Jorgen, Faceless, Celeste. Wait, did I read that right? Satori, Judge, Celeste, Jorgen, Faceless. Yeah, so Satori is the tank in this scenario. Although he is getting Judge's shield, so that's interesting. And then Twins. We've never seen them before. You're right, the Twins team doesn't have any healing. The closest thing they have to healing is Astaroth's Resurrection. So Satori in this team is getting energy burned, which kind of sucks for him. Because he really relies on that energy. And so both twins went down. Oh, maybe. We'll see. Hey, look at that. They actually defended the Twins despite losing what would seem like their main damage dealer almost right away. Let's see here. Alright, tips. Zerimaya, Cornelius, Judge, and Leon. And I'm pretty sure somebody hit this with a Daredevil team before. I think it was something like Fox, Daredevil, Elmire, Sebastian, and Dorian, if I remember correctly. It's just so you can see what it was that they hit it with. And I'm just fast forwarding it here. Alright. And tanking with Isaac versus that Twins team could be fun. It could be. Yeah, I think I actually did some Isaac tanking teams with full engineers behind him that had some success against certain Twins teams in the past. Actually, maybe not in fully maxed out environment, but our guild has some trouble defeating Astaroth, Morgan, Jorgen, Cornelius, and Martha. Let's see here. Cornelius, Jorgen, Astaroth, Martha, Morgan. So this team. Anyone want to take a crack at this team to help out David? Hi, Indrit. Welcome. Yeah, I'll show you that team in just a few minutes. Let me just get through some of these other teams, and then we'll check it out. But does anyone want to give David some help here on how to break through this team? He's been saying that he's been running into some difficulties against this team. Same Daredevil team from the previous fight. Let's see here. So Fox, Daredevil, Elmire, Sebastian, and Dorian, he's saying. Should work. And I would tend to agree. So this enemy team does not have a lot of physical damage. Like, they don't have a lot of damage dealt to the front line. So Elmire tanking is perfectly safe. Now Astaroth is already down. Ooh, Elmire almost died there, but he pulled it out. So you see here, David, very high physical damage teams are going to tend to walk through this. Not necessarily, I mean, even a team like Kark, but you don't have to use Kark. Elmire, Darkstar, Daredevil, Fox. I mean, there's a lot of units. Ishmael, any type of crit team is just gonna walk right through that team, basically. Astaroth, Anvari, Kark, Sebastian, Jet versus the Twins. Alright, Astaroth. Alright, remember, my Kark is not that strong. He's the one unit I have that's pretty weak. But we're going to throw him in there for argument's sake. And see, because Astaroth was so close to Kark, he's the one that took the Lightning Bolt instead of Kark in this lineup. But unfortunately, I don't know if it's due to my Kark being too weak or what, but it could just be the twins. Steamrolled them. Alright, so I heard Dante as a tank, Nebula, Jet, Thea, Helios. Jet, he's up top. Alright. Interesting team. Alright, so who wants to give a crack at this team? Indrit really wants to see Dante tanking. Estus, Satori, Celestial, and Faceless. Alright, so let's see here. So the Dante team didn't hold up that well against a mage team. Let's see. Let's give him a physical attack team. Let's just give him a standard Elmir, Asta, Dorian. I'll give Sebastian instead of Darkstar. Just to give you a little bit of a feel, Indrit, about this team against a physical attacking team. So out of the gate, it holds up kind of well. Dante's pushback seems to really be helping. And Helios, his shield counts for a lot of the protection, for sure. And having 2 armor buffs is really helping. And I guess technically there's 3 healers on the team. This is interesting to watch. There you go. You got a defense, Indrit. Against a pretty standard Elmir Daredevil combo. Nice work. Ishkira Sebjet Thea. Alright, so you've got... Now, Drumbo, did you want this team on offense or defense? Against the Astus, Satori, Celestial, and Faceless, maybe? Maybe that's what you meant. Let me just throw that up there then real quick for you. Jet. Seb-ish. Kirathea. So this, Jomo, I think this is what you were asking to actually have put up. So then I am at Cleaver Arachne Celeste Faceless Leon versus, alright, Cleaver Arachne Celeste Faceless Leon against, what was it? Daredevil Elmir. Alright, Daredevil, Elmir, Astaroth. We'll go with Sebastian just because that's been the theme instead of Darkstar, although Darkstar is also viable. We're just gonna go with this because they left some blanks up. Alright, there we go. I was just fast forwarding a little till we get to the juicy part of the action where Elmir is gonna ult. Oh, but Arachne snipes him. Cleaver goes down also. But at this point, it might be too little too late for Daredevil. Yep. ADA, Jorgen Phobos on defense. Alright. And then I saw something with Daredevil on offense, was it? Let's see. Same Twins team against it, so Twins. So yeah, Twins struggles against Phobos, not gonna lie. Although there's no magic penetration on that team. Let's see how it plays out. So Phobos is targeting Faceless out the gate. Lars is about to get his ult. Alright. Luckily the ice shards dissipated right as it happened. Now one thing, so I feel like the Phobos team would win more off almost every time in this setup, but the RNG associated with Dante's knockback is huge when considering what happens in these ADA fights. So yeah, like you're gonna get the stall out here, but sometimes, like you saw, Lars's tornado didn't drag them across the ice shards. Based on the timing of Dante's skill, though, it might drag them across the ice shards, so it could potentially cause a different result because of that. Who would be your first pick against mages? Level up Cornelius? Phobos is who if I had to choose, I would choose Phobos in today's environment. Phobos is very good. Cornelius is good also, but he's much easier to lock down with Jorgen. He tends to have a lot of issues getting through Jorgen's ultimate as well as armor and dodge buffs because Cornelius's ultimate is physical based and it checks armor. So dodge and armor really cause a lot of problems for him in general. But his magic defense buff is great, but if you're only building him for a magic defense buff, it feels kind of lame, whereas Phobos gives you magic defense, plus he also gives a ton of other utility. Oh, I'm sorry, you put that team as the counter to the Dante team. Let me run that back. So the Dante tank team, and you wanted the Ish team to face it. So Dante, Nebula, Jet, Helios, I believe it was. Helios, Jet. Was it Thea? It was Thea, right? Yeah, because there were only 2 armor buffs. And then Ish, Seb, was it Elmir? No, it wasn't Elmir. What was it? Let me find it. Ish, Kira, Seb, Jet, Thea. Got it. Alright, Indrit, you got another Another challenger. Ooh, Dante took so much damage there. Oh, but he answers right back and manages to kill Ishmael, but now Dante is down. Ooh, alright. Looks like you got lucky there. Took out all the damage dealers, so now it's just winding the clock down while Nebula kills everybody. My cat's gonna join us here for a little bit. But I'm just gonna fast forward that again so we can see the damage meter at the end. See who's really dealing all the damage on this team. Helios is the big damage dealer, followed by Dante. I mean, even Thea was dealing damage. But see, so what happens is because Nebula started buffing Thea and Jet at the end, so that's why they kind of added on to the damage meter there. But we got another win again for Dante Tank, so it seems pretty solid against a lot of, probably not every, but a lot of physical attacking teams. See, Astaroth is still quite the tank. Yes, Astaroth is definitely very good. He is absolutely viable. He just happens to be the lowest health tank, and he has some unfortunate bugs when it comes to Kira and Sebastian. But you know, if you don't mind that, then he's an amazing tank. He's the best magic defense tank in the game, so he still has a lot of uses. Hey Visarian, thanks for stopping by. Hope you had a good time. Cleaver, Astaroth, Celeste, Nebula, Jorgen. Let's see. Wait, did you say, you didn't say Faceless? Cleaver, Astaroth, Celeste, Nebula, Jorgen? Did I read that right? Let me see. Cleaver, Astaroth, Celeste, Nebula, Jorgen. Yes, versus Twins. Got it. So, Celeste Nebula, kind of a weak midline. I say weak because they have very low health, and Twins deal a lot of AoE damage, especially with Jorgen Faceless, so I worry about their ability to stay alive. But let's see how it holds up. And those were the first two to go down. So yeah, this does not hold up very well against Twins. Anytime there's weak units, the Twins go right for them. And as soon as Lars starts picking off kills, he's very much like Kark. He looks for that weak unit to kill, and then once they're down, he just rips the team to pieces. I get a lot of wins with Zeri, Celeste, Jorgen, Faceless, Helios. Alright, so here's Jomo's team that he gets a lot of wins with. Anybody want to take a crack at this team? Any takers? Is the team too daunting? Nobody knows how to beat it? Full undead. So does... Alright, so that includes Kira and Phobos Fate. So this is how you want to hit it? Mr. Tips, let's see how it goes. I think Kira is probably a risky component, but undead is a great way to approach this. I think having Jorgen over Kira would pretty much guarantee it. Let's see how this goes. Oh, Cornelius over Kira, sorry. I will do that next. But yeah, of course, Kira took a big hit, and the team goes down. But let's go back to what you actually wanted, which was Cornelius. I think this is definitely going to make a bigger impact. I will give yours a shot with Astrid and Lucas right after this. So the undead plus Cornelius was able... Well, let's see if they can bring Ziri down. That's the next part. Yes, they can. Alright, 20 seconds on the clock, and they get the win. Let's see. You said Ziri, Astrid, Jorgen, Faceless, Martha. Alright. Let's see how it goes. So Astrid is nice that she doesn't really get bothered by Jorgen's energy antics. Although she really lacks the ability to ever kill Ziri. So, I mean, the good news is they might get Celeste during the pushback. But now, that's interesting. Lucas got on the other side of Ziri and turned around. Very weird battle so far. But it looks kind of like a stalemate. Finkel says a Chaos team, so I assume Chaos starts there, maybe here? This way. I can hear your cat breathing. Yeah, he's purring a lot. He really likes hanging out and being petted. He purrs pretty loudly. So we've got the Chaos team now against this one. There's a lot of back and forth right now, but it looks like the Chaos team is gonna take it. Yeah, tips. So right now, Astrid is probably the worst character in the game. I would agree. So I don't really... Oh, Asta, Zisha, Dorian, Lilith, Jorgen. Sorry, I missed that part. Let me put that back up there for you. Lilith, Jorgen, Asta, Dorian, Zisha. Got it. But yeah, Astrid really struggles. They had a big opportunity the last time they gave her a skin. They could have given her health, which would have helped her tremendously. They did not. They gave her armor, so I really don't know what to make of Astrid right now. I mean, there's really, especially in the current environment, like the current meta of the game, it really does not bode well for her. She doesn't have a lot of options. She always just gets picked off very early, and she can't gain energy from receiving damage. So I really don't know what to make of her. Well, yeah, unfortunately, that's unfortunate about Cleaver. But as you saw, even though it was a little riskier, Astra still worked just fine. And if you guys can't see him, my cat is all black, so he blends in with my shirt. Yeah, I mean, I would be surprised. I mean, I guess next year, 2022, is only a month away, but I would be surprised if it's not early next year. I would think it's probably going to be in April, the same time they had the Judge rework. Um, that would be my guess for the Astrid rework target. But hey, if it comes sooner, I am all for it. I mean, as you saw, my Astrid is currently maxed out, so I would love to be able to use her. Swore Zisha died and got revived? She might have. I didn't notice. Let's see. Oh, well, she almost died there. She full healed herself because she's next to Dorian. Let's see, does she die another time? No. I'll just to be 100% sure, I'll go back and play. But I mean, she absolutely can revive. Astaros there. Just having Celeste on the other team doesn't mean that you can't revive. I think it was right around this point where I'm going to play it in slow-mo. Because when Celeste's fire is on the ground, healing breaks the fire. So fire here and damage dealt. So like all this healing. So watch Zisha. So the fire's gone, and then boom, she full heals. But the fire gets broken because the Chaos team is healing so much off of Dorian. Does that make that more clear? What happened there? Excuse me. What else we get? I'm probably going to hang around for 10 more minutes before I head out. I know my wife is going to be wanting to run the vacuum soon, so need to cut this off before then. But I got time for a few more. Anybody have any teams they want to see? Yeah, no problem at all. I enjoy Hero Wars. I enjoy sharing information about the game, and I know this is a pain point for a lot of players, not having access to see, what things look like later on. So this kind of helps everybody. It's a beautiful thing. Until they give us this in the game, which they said they planned to. So, but they said not before the end of this year. Ziri, Maya, Judge, Faceless Leon. Ziri. Yes. What did you want to see this with? Sorry? Uh-oh, we got some guildies fighting us too. Sorry, my cat is sitting right in front of the stream now. There we go. You could challenge us with top 10 defender teams from Arena. Against Asta Twins, Jorgen Faceless, yes. Alright, So just giving some fast forward action here just because of how long this battle takes, but the twins do break through this. Well, Jomo, just to avoid me having to go back and forth a lot on the stream to a bunch of the screens, do you have some of the top 10 teams that I could put up there? See how people do? And that can be for anybody on any server. Like if you have, if you see arena teams from your top 10 and you want to see how the stream does and bringing them down, let's do it. Put them to the test. See how your server's arena holds up. Oh yeah, that's a good idea, and we can absolutely do that. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, I have a good time with this too. I like talking it out with people and hearing what's on their minds and the kind of teams that they struggle with. So it's fun to help people get over those humps, or at least know what they're working on is going to work eventually. Alright, well I will do a last call here. Any other teams? I'll give you till it's 12:01 my time. I'll give till 12:05, and then I'm gonna cut it for today. But I am streaming again Tuesday evening. This is Saturday morning for me, so Tuesday evening around I think I said 7 or 8 p.m. Tuesday evening. Yeah, I guess mobile does hide the top arena teams. But it doesn't have to be the top teams. It could be the teams around you too. Anybody that's just kind of within your field of vision. But yeah, I'm going to be doing this again Tuesday night at 8 p.m. my time. That's Eastern U.S. time. So GMT -5. I'll be doing it at 8 p.m. So if that's more, I guess, for people in the United States who probably weren't able to be up for this stream. This one was more, I guess, for people in the Europe area, because it's probably afternoon for them. I remember a while ago this was one of my favorite defense lineups. Who was the one that I had in front? I feel like I'm missing. There's some tank I'm missing. And Vario was in position 4. I don't think it was Astaroth. That's weird, I don't remember who I had there. Do you remember Jomo? I used to use this team a lot in Arena. It was Lilith. That was when Lilith was the tank. That's what it was. Oh, no wonder I couldn't remember. It used to be that, but Lilith was in position 3, not position 4. Rip. Rip that team. Can't run it anymore. That's a shame. Shoutouts to the days when Lilith was a tank. Yeah. He's a lot of fun too. I'm going to try and do more with him in the future. Alright, well it looks like there are no more thoughts on teams, and the time, you have about 23 seconds left, or forever hold your peace. So let me just, let's see, what is a, let's just throw this up here. I can't, and it's gonna bother me now because I can't remember what the team was. It was something like that. There was some really stupid looking team that I had that beat Twins, and it was with Isaac tanking, and then just like a whole bunch of engineers behind her or something. I don't know that it was this one. It might have been. Probably not though. Yeah, not that one. Or maybe it wasn't this Twins team. Probably didn't have Faceless in it. I think Faceless really causes that team problems. A Lilith and Alvanor combo. Lilith and Alvanor is a lot of fun. Or you're talking about before. I mean, I like Alvanor in general right now. I don't like how low his health is. He definitely needs to be given a health skin or a magic defense skin. Like, he needs something. I mean, health really, because crit teams are able to get him too easily with just random skills that target him. But I don't know. We'll see what the future of the game holds. And I'm excited to see this new genie hero that's going to come out. So I'm probably going to save some coins from, people said there's a Valkyrie event coming up. So I'm going to save some coins from that and hopefully do some work on the new hero when they come out. Alright, well that's it for this morning. Hope you guys had a good time. I know I did. Like and subscribe to the channel. That way you can, and I think there's like a bell or something you can click to get notifications when streams are coming out, but I'll usually post the streams a couple days in advance, at least, maybe more, in my Facebook group, which is called Hero Wars Mobile Community The GOAT, and you can find that on Facebook. It's also shouted out on the official Hero Wars Mobile Facebook page, so you can find us there as well. But until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.